Hello friends. In the last video lectures, we have seen the third most important component of your overhead transmission line is insulator. We have seen the properties of insulators. We have seen the function of an insulator. We have seen what are the materials used for the insulators and what are the different types of insulators. Okay. In today's video lecture, we will discuss about the voltage distribution over a suspension insulator, string and string efficiency. And I would like to mention here that whatever the content I have been dealing now is all taken from the power system book, Principles of Power System by V.K. Mehta, as well as from some web references. Okay. Now, let us discuss about the potential distribution or voltage distribution over a string of insulators. Okay. A string of suspension insulator, these are the insulators. Okay. And this is the insulator disc, and this disc has a metal. Okay, this is a metal link. A small thing is the no. This is the metal link. See, this is the metal link. These are all the metal links. Okay, and this is also a metal link. Okay, and it is connected between the two metal links. And here you have taken an example of three discs which will form a string. Okay, a string of suspension insulators consisting of a number of porcelain discs which are connected in series through a metallic links. Okay, I told you these are all the metallic links. Okay, figure 1 shows, this is the figure 1, this is figure 1, figure 2, figure 3. Okay, figure 1 shows 3 disc string of suspension insulators. The porcelain portion, this is the porcelain portion. The porcelain portion of each disc is between two metallic links, correct? This is the porcelain. I will show you. Okay, I will take this and I will show you. This is the porcelain portion, and this porcelain portion is between two metal links. Okay, so this disc, each disc, okay, these discs, this will form an capacitor. Okay, what is a capacitor? How we define the capacitor? It is the two conducting plates separated by an insulator or dielectric material, right? Here this is a metallic part and this is a metallic part. That means two conductors separated by what? Separated by an insulator. So it will form a capacitor. Okay, this is, I have shown this in figure 2. So you have 3 capacitors, 3 insulators, insulating discs, and 3 capacitors. Okay, this capacitor is known as a mutual capacitance, or it is also called as a self-capacitance. If there were only mutual capacitances, then the voltage distribution would have been equal across each capacitor. Like, you know, if V is the total voltage, then the voltage across each capacitor would be V by 3, V by 3, V by 3. Why? Because all the capacitors are same, therefore the charging current would have remained same. Okay, then voltage is equal to what? V into XC. Correct now? So we will have a equal voltage distribution across each capacitor. But this will not be the case, because in actual practice the capacitance also exists between metal fitting of each disc and a tower, or you can say earth, and this is known as shunt capacitance. This is known as shunt capacitance, C1. See, this is the tower, this is the cross arm, okay, and this is tower, and this tower is connected to the earth. That means this is at earth potential. All this is earth potential, and you have a earth is also conductor. So you have a metallic link here and one more conductor, that is earth. One conductor, another conductor, which is separated by an air. Therefore, there exists a capacitance between these metallic link and the earth. That is, we call it as a shunt capacitance, C1. Okay. Okay. Now, due to this shunt capacitance, charging current will not be the same throughout the string of insulators. Therefore, the voltage across each disc will be different. Obviously, the disc nearest to the line conductor, the disc nearest to the line conductor will have a maximum voltage. The disc nearest to the line conductor will have a maximum voltage. So, referring to figure 3, this is the figure 3. Referring to figure 3, V3 is more than V2 more than V1. That means this voltage goes on decreasing as we reach the cross arm. Okay. So we will point, we'll note some of the points here in the string of suspension insulator. What are those? The first point is the voltage impressed on a string of suspension insulator does not distribute itself uniformly across the individual discs due to the presence of shunt capacitance. Because of the shunt capacitance, voltage across individual disc will not remain same. The disc nearest to the conductor has a maximum voltage across it, and as we move towards the cross arm, the voltage across each disc goes on decreasing. Next point, the unit nearest to the conductor is under maximum electrical stress and is likely to be punctured. Therefore, some means must be provided so as to equalize the voltage across each unit. If the voltage impressed across the string would be DC, then the voltage across each unit would have been same. Why? Because in case of DC, there is no question of capacitance. Okay? Therefore, if voltage is DC, then it would have been same. Let us consider this figure for the purpose of explanation, or let us derive how we can make what is the expression for each voltage across the string of suspension type insulators. Okay. This figure shows the equivalent circuit of 3 discs string. We have 3 discs. Let us suppose that the self capacitance is C and the shunt capacitance is C1. So this shunt capacitance C1 is some fraction of K. Okay, that is C1 is equal to K into C. Okay, V1, V2, V3, let us see.